Dragon magic is so confusing. What does it even mean? What even is dragon magic and all of the moving parts that go along with it? Well, I'm glad you asked, my love, because in today's episode, we're gonna cover dragon magic, terms, and definitions. And if you think I missed any, please leave yours in the comments down below. Or if you have any that I missed that you would like definitions for, don't forget to let us know down below or in the Hatchling clan Discord server in the Dragon Magic 101 free chat room. You're definitely not going to want to miss that. It's the first link in the description. But if you're new here, assalamu alaikum, merry meet, and welcome back to your daily dose of DragonFaether. My name is Azura DragonFaether, the Draconic Priestess, and today I will be your host for learning the terms and definitions that we will be using in the Dragon Magic free 101 course that we have here on YouTube. So don't forget to leave a like on the video if you are as excited for Dragon Magic Week 1 as I am. You have come to the right place if you love dragons. Yay! And if you missed yesterday's episode, do not miss it because we had the trailer for Dragon Magic Week 101. It is a message and a lesson that I have learned from my dragon guardians that you're definitely not going to want to miss for this series. And you can also check out the playlist if you'd like to just binge watch the whole series and have fun. So let's just jump on into it. Today, we will be defining all of the terms and definitions that we will be using within the Dragon Magic 101 course that we have. And I have all of these terms on my phone, so I do not miss them, okay? And again, please, if I didn't cover a term that you are interested in, leave it in the comment section down below and I will respond to it. Or if you think that any of my terms or definitions were lacking or not completely accurate, then please let us know your terms and definitions in the comments down below. And if you'd like a copy and paste version of these for your Book of Shadows or your notes, don't forget to join us in the Hatchling clan Discord because they're going to be pinned for you in the free classroom chat. So that'll be the first link down below for you. However, let us just jump right on into this. Super duper easy. Number 1, the dragons. What is a dragon? What is the definition of a dragon? Well, here on this page, we have however you choose to define them is however they tend to be. So please believe in dragons at your own risk. Yes, dragons are shapeshifters. Dragons are always personifying and changing themselves differently. And the way you believe in them is the way they will express themselves. So please believe in them at your own risk, okay? I am not responsible for the way you believe in dragons and the way it might accidentally hurt you, okay? Because sometimes if we do not ground our belief in dragons in some way anchoring us to reality, it's very easy to slip into spiritual psychosis. So this is why it's a little bit of a warning, I'm not gonna lie to you. But how do you define the dragons? Let me know in the comments below. We also have dragons are living archetypes, primordial intelligences, spiritual allies, gods, goddesses, nightmares, ancestors, protectors, and mirrors. No one definition will hold true to the dragons. They shapeshift in the presence of your beliefs, your devotions, and your delusions alike. Approach them with reverence, not control. They cannot and will not be caged, all right? A dragon is not a slave, bestie, okay? So, like I said, define them at your own risk, my darlings, and everyone in the Hatchling clan has their own definitions for dragons. And that's what makes dragon witches so special, okay? Which brings us into our next term, dragon witch. And a dragon witch is simply a witch that works with dragons. I know, super, super basic, right? So any type of witch, basically you can identify anyway, but if you work through the dragons, you're a dragon witch, okay? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Super duper easy, to be honest. But that brings us to the next definition, which is dragon magic. We have the arcane arts, or dragon magic is the arcane arts only revealed to us by the dragons, like specialty types of magic that the dragons themselves teach us, that is dragon magic, as well as the magic the dragons choose to bestow upon you. Magic is only magic, and a spell is only a spell, unless you have dragons. And that is the way we operate here on this channel and at large as dragon witches for the most part, though some may differ, which I don't think I did my disclaimer in the beginning, so I'll do it now. The little disclaimer, hi, hello, these definitions are simply the ones that we have come to understand as the dragons have defined them for us. So depending on the practitioner that you're going to talk to, some of these terms and definitions might vary, and some of them might even be considered synonyms. But here, each term we're going to go over are a little bit different in our craft and how we teach dragon magic here on the channel. So thank you. I hope that's okay. Sorry, I missed the disclaimer. Okay, next one. Oh, sorry. It says dragon magic is not learned from books. Okay? Yeah, I know. Especially knowing that I'm about to release dragon books. I'm just being honest, okay? But we also have, it is earned in fire. When I say this, I mean, you don't really gain access. You can learn about dragon magic, but you don't experience it unless you have a dragon guardian bestowing their magic upon you, or unless you are learning magic from the dragons. It says, it is a living current of power that flows between you and your dragons, shaped by trials, dreams, initiations, and acts of devotion. It cannot be copied, only kindled. No two practitioners walk the same path because no two dragons whisper the same spells. Okay, my love? So this is something that I really want to make clear here. Every single practitioner of dragon magic is going to be as unique as the dragons that walk with them, okay? Which is why it's really hard to actually define a lot of the dragon magic terms and definitions, as well as certain types of labels of practices and labels of, entities that we work with. But we're going to do our best here today. So that brings us to the next one, which is dragon guardians, or also known as dragon spirit guides. They're all kind of the same and they all kind of mush together, but I'm going to give you a couple different types of them to break them down, and let me know if you have a type of dragon guardian or dragon spirit guide that I did not cover in today's episode. But we have many different kinds, right? So first we have dragon guardians. Disclaimer here, dragon guardians come in all shapes and sizes, okay? No dragons do not fit into your human ideals. These roles are not final and can always overlap or change depending on you and your dragons, okay? So if you ask me, the types of dragon guardians that you have and the types of dragon spirit guides that you encounter are always going to be best when defined by you, the practitioner, or by the dragons you work with, okay? This is just where I'm coming from, all right? Because these terms and definitions have come through my experience working with different dragons and having different relationships to dragons and dragon spirit guides throughout my 20+ years of working with them. So let us jump on into these different types of dragon guardians or dragon spirit guides. We have the first one, which is the primary dragon guardians. These are usually the first dragons a practitioner encounters, but not always, okay? They are always the dragons we have a daily or close to daily relationship with. And these dragon guardians are only for the practitioner. That means that only the practitioner can call upon this dragon guardian, and this dragon guardian will only answer for this practitioner, okay? Next, we have regular dragon guardians. What's the difference? Usually, the dragon guardians are actually going to be silent watchers whom keep us safe without us ever knowing, but sometimes we meet them or they reveal themselves. These guardians are primarily for protection, and they are also only for the practitioner, meaning that no one else can call upon them but the practitioner themselves. Next, we have dragon guides, not to be confused with dragon spirit guides, though some may consider them synonyms or interchangeable. Here on this channel, dragon spirit guides is kind of an umbrella term for the rest that we're going through, but you tell me what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear how you define your dragon relationships. It says dragon guides. These dragons often act as tour guides through the realms of the dragons, through the astral realms, through our dreams, and even dragon trials. Also, only for the practitioner. Next, we have the dragon gatekeeper of magic. These dragon guardians are commonly known as co-magician dragons. Our gatekeepers of magic are the ones who typically only show up to teach us a type of magic or add their magic to our spells. Dragon magic isn't dragon magic without the dragons. These dragons are only for the practitioners who have earned them. And many of the gatekeepers of magic, or we will call them keepers, dragon keepers, if you will, or magic keepers. If you'd like to call them co-magicians, you totally can. My spirit team roasts me when I call them that. They're like, you cringy weirdo. Okay, stop playing fantasy games. It's really embarrassing, actually, but define them how you want to, okay? That's like number one here. It's all about how you feel and you resonate when it comes to working with dragons, right? So these dragon guardians, the dragon gatekeepers of magic, they are typically earned through what's called a dragon trial. I didn't add dragon trial on this term list, but I'm gonna jump into it right now because I think it's relevant. We have dragon trial, which is essentially a test or a challenge or a literal trial provided to you by a dragon, knowingly or unknowingly to you. Meaning that sometimes dragons will test us, not telling us the guidelines of the test or how we can pass, but sometimes dragon guardians will disappear, and when they disappear, it means that we're on trial and that they want us to pass the trial before they return. And when they return, they often bring company with them, or a dragon gatekeeper of magic, or a co-magician dragon. But this is not the only way to earn them, okay? Like, some people just like have their own unique experiences and meet them a certain way, and that is also totally valid, okay? So next we have, oh, and they're also for the practitioner only. I hope I said that. Next we have landlocked dragon guardians. These dragons are guardians of the land, the sea, and the skies. They will not leave their locations, and they will not leave the locations that they guard, and they are for everyone to honor. Let me give you an example. When I went to Canada, yay, I love Canada, shout out to my Canadian hatchlings. But when I went to Canada, I ended up going to see Niagara Falls, and I met the guardian of Niagara Falls. Now, I couldn't take this dragon home with me, no, because this dragon is the guardian of these falls, okay? Meaning that I was able to connect with this guardian when I was there at the falls, the most beautiful connection I've ever had when it comes to like land dragons, right? It really blew me away. And unfortunately, when I left Niagara Falls, as I kept driving away, my connection to the guardian of Niagara Falls grew like weaker and weaker and weaker until I eventually lost contact. And that is because this dragon would not leave where it is, because it's meant to protect the land that it is a guardian of. So that is how landlocked guardians work. Next, we have ancestral dragons, okay? These dragons we inherit through our bloodline and our family lineage. These dragons are usually passed on through families or through cultures, or even through like groups of people who are in a country or in a community or in like a, you know, no, I said communities. Yeah, that's what I mean, sorry. And they're like passed on through inheriting, learning through your elders, or learning through the culture that you come from. And then next we have a dragon servitor, or egregore. And these are dragons created by the practitioner with the help of other dragon guardians or dragon deities to serve or symbolize something for the practitioner. Dragon servitors are singular for one practitioner. Dragon egregores are for more than one practitioner, meaning that a collective or a group of people will believe in them or work together to create them. Next, we have dragon deities, and dragon deities are dragons with historical, mythological, and cultural roots, meaning that when you do your research, you can find evidence of their existence. Some were worshipped, some were feared or ignored entirely within their pantheons, myths, or legends. They're often referred to as gods and goddesses within their respective pantheons or mythos. So these types of dragons would be like Tiamat, or Apep, or Leviathan, to name a few. And then next we have the dragon rulers, okay? And these dragons are entirely UPG, or unverified personal gnosis, or like collective personal gnosis. All that means is that there's no historical, mythological, or cultural context or sources, I should say resources, that validate them, meaning that they are entirely created by the practitioners themselves or the collectives themselves. Okay, many practitioners will personify the elements themselves as dragons, okay, to work with the elemental forces within dragon magic. There are no historical precedent for dragon rulers. Therefore, practitioners are encouraged to follow their dragons on whether working with dragon rulers is good for their craft or not. You do not need to work with dragon rulers to practice dragon magic, though it is most common to do so and typically easiest for beginners. This isn't to be confused with elemental dragon guardians, as dragon rulers can be created for anything within a dragon magic practice. This means you can have dragon rulers for your emotions. You can have dragon rulers over certain types of archetypes. You could have dragon rulers for anything. It doesn't have to just be elemental. So this is why we don't want to get them confused with the elemental dragon guardians. But I digress. A little key note here before we jump into what elemental dragon guardians are. We have dragon rulers are the elements as dragons, the way the practitioner sees them, and the elemental dragon guardians are the keepers of them and all other elemental dragons, spirits, and archetypes of the elements themselves, but it may vary from practitioner to practitioner. Dragon rulers are most commonly associated with dragon magic, while elemental dragon guardians are most commonly associated with draconic Wiccan ritual. Okay, but please note again that for some practitioners of dragon magic and draconic Wicca, dragon rulers and elemental dragon guardians might be synonyms and they might be kind of the same thing. So it's good to ask, each different witch, right? Each different dragon witch, what they think. But ultimately, how do you resonate? Let me know in the comments below. Leave me a comment. Do you think dragon rulers and elemental dragon guardians are the same, or do you think they're also different? So here is how we define elemental dragon guardians here on the channel and how my guardians have taught me basically. We have the elemental dragon guardians are the guardians of a particular group of elementals from the various elements. This isn't to be confused with the dragon rulers. Elemental dragon guardians are typically inspired by Eastern elemental dragon mythology. They are more keepers of elemental spirits, forces, and archetypes than the personification of the elements themselves, though depending on the practitioner, some may disagree. And I know I used to disagree when I was younger. If you saw my older videos on Draconic Wicca, I used to say they were the elements themselves personified. But now I see the elemental dragon guardians as simply guardians of the elemental personification altogether. They are basically the overseer of any type of elemental force, energy, spirit, archetype, whatever have you, right? So next we have the Draconic Elements, and these are the elemental forces of nature the dragons have revealed to us. The commonly known elements are earth, water, fire, air, and spirit, but some other elements that are Draconic Elements may include light, darkness, energy, wood, metal, love, chaos, maelstrom, frost, celestial, time, and magic. But depending on the practitioner, they may have more or less elements that they work with. For example, the most commonly used elemental system is the 9 elemental system for Draconic Elements, and this would include earth, water, fire, air, spirit. Then we have light, dark, maelstrom, and chaos. So that is typically what the elemental system looks like within dragon magic. However, I encourage you as a practitioner to see what the elements are to you, to discover your own draconic elements if you feel called to, and only work with the ones that really truly resonate with you as draconic elements, because it is it's very unique to each practitioner of dragon magic, and it's also a very important part of many dragon witches' practices to have this sense of, understanding of these different elements, right? So make sure that you take your time to really understand which ones resonate with you and what you perceive as draconic elements. Next, we have dragon paths. There is not one singular dragon path, but there are many. Dragon paths refer to the diverse ways people walk with dragons, or dragon spirituality. These paths may emphasize different roles, like devotion, or alchemy, or ancestry, healing, destruction, elementalism, warfare, guardianship, or cosmic balance. No dragon path is above the others. They all simply are they're all simply like what they are, and the dragons can teach us new dragon paths if they will at any time. And I encourage you to see what path of the dragon your guardians teach you. Did they teach you a path? Let me know in the comments down below. Next, we have the draconic path, a little different here. We have the path of following the dragon. There are no detailed rules for this path other than simply following the dragons. For this reason, it is difficult to define outside of this. Each practitioner will define the draconic path entirely differently. This is an ancient path being remembered through the eyes of our dragons within the hearts of the humans that believe in them. So it's going to be different for every single one of us. How do you define the draconic path? Let me know down below. Next, we have Draconic Wicca. Often a religious practice, but not always, is a combination between the draconic path, dragon magic, and Wicca. This is a highly customizable path, as each practitioner has their own unique path with the dragons. This mashes dragons with the basic foundation of Wicca. The dragons often inform Wiccans of how to add the dragons into their craft, and they did this with me on my channel when I took DJ Conway's books, mashed my dragons into my Wiccan practice with the help of Monte, and posted my Draconic Wicca 101 videos that you guys love so much. Thank you guys so much for all your support over the years for them. But I digress. Continuing. Ultimately, each practitioner will practice a little different, but usually includes a dragon god, a dragon goddess, calling upon elemental dragon guardians or rulers, as well as celebrating the Wiccan Wheel of the Year with Sabbath dragons, or the dragon guardians of the Sabbaths. We will definitely go into Draconic Wiccan terms and definitions in a separate episode, but today is just for dragon magic. Next, we have dragon alchemy, or the practice of transforming, transmuting, or transferring energy with the help or symbolism of the dragons. This is often spiritual alchemy, but not always, based off of ancient alchemical philosophy and symbolic archetypes of dragons found within mythology. Dragons are often used to personify the alchemical elements and planets within their craft, but ultimately each practitioner has their own unique version taught to them by the dragons. Next, we have Draconianism. It says Draconianism is a sacred path of radical self-evolution, rooted in divine remembrance and the alchemical mastery of the shadow. It is not about chaos or domination, but about reclaiming the fractured light within deep introspection and truth. By confronting the darkest corners of the self, the practitioner retrieves purity, innocence, and clarity buried beneath pain and illusion. Draconianism teaches that we are fully responsible for our reality, and that through conscious observation and alignment with natural law, we awaken divine resonance. Natural law means the laws that govern our natural universe, right? So like gravity, stuff like that. Then we have, this path is not escapist or egoic. It is humbling, challenging, and transformative. It honors the serpent as a symbol of ascension, teaching that true power comes from surrendering to truth and transmuting desire into righteous will. In this way, Draconianism is the art of becoming the light in your own darkness, embodying the paradox of fire and stillness. It is a return to the dragon within, where faith is forged not in fantasy, but in fierce commitment to truth and growth, the ultimate path of enlightenment, self-evolution. To walk this path is to walk with courage, reverence, and an unshakable devotion to thyself. Okay, and this is not self-worship, though it totally gets confused that way sometimes. Let me know what Draconianism is to you in the comments. And last for today's episode, we have Draconian Current, spelled a little differently with a K. And the Draconian Current is the living spiritual force of primordial transformation that flows through all things. It is the dance, the chaotic dance of all of the different forces of creation, balanced together. It is the plasma and electromagnetic field found in all of creation. Some claim it is the force that keeps all things in balance within natural law, or the laws of nature that governs all of creation. So that is all we have for episode 1 of the Dragon Magic 101 terms and definitions here for week 1 of your Dragon Magic 101 week class. I'm so excited. So let me know, my friends, what you think down below. Do you think that these were good terms and definitions? Do you resonate with them? Do you disagree with them? Did I miss any? Do you have any you'd like to add, or anything you'd like to add on to our definitions? Definitely let us know in the comments down below. Definitely let us know if there's any terms you want or need help with defining. You can leave them down below, or you can join the Hatchling Clan Discord server and ask us in the free Dragon Magic 101 chat room. That will also be the first link in the description down below. You really aren't going to want to miss it, because we're going to go over each lesson here whenever we have Dragon Magic episodes, and for each Dragon week, or Dragon like Magic, week within, the YouTube. Every month we're going to have 1 week dedicated to dragons for free for you to enjoy. I'm super excited. But you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for tomorrow, because we're going to be doing a dragon tarot reading, or I should say a pick a dragon tarot reading, for what the dragons want you to know before you start practicing dragon magic. So you're definitely not going to want to miss tomorrow's episode. And again, if you missed yesterday's episode, don't forget to check out our little intro to Dragon Magic 101, and I can't wait to see you guys in the Hatchling clan. But until next time, stay geeky, you're freaky! Little hatchlings! Ding! Kadafis, blessed be. Amen. We'll see you back next time for your